This right here is the story that keeps on going. Just when I thought I was done, they pull me back in, and for good reason, because a bunch of people have a lot of receipts now, and, well, it's not looking good for Eliza, but given the fact that she has institutional power over at Twitter, there is no other way to explain this. This is exactly what she has, and she's flexing on everybody, okay? Her most recent tweet that's out there, she's getting ratioed on everything that she does, but it really doesn't much matter, man, because she is one phone call away from making all of her critics disappear. All right. I love Twitter lists so much. Cats love and positive people. I'd scroll a little bit further, but, you know, hey, man, we might be risking a couple of things. We might end up trafficking somebody on Twitter. Yuck. But now this story is starting to hit the mainstream. I guess maybe it took them long enough. It's only been, this side of a couple of weeks at this point in time, but now you're starting to get journalists. Okay, she works for the Daily Beast, so this is going to be a puff piece of all puff pieces, but somebody's trying to do some legwork. Maybe there's going to be some hard questions answered, because there's been some asked, and we have audio, we have video on this one, because a lot of people are pissed off by this story, and they have been for a long time. It's just one of those snowballs that just keeps on rolling downhill, and this ain't stopping. I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, this is Jack Murphy 2.0. This isn't even close, man, okay? This is a Jack Murphy times 10,000. Like, Murphy, okay, with his stupid little cuck beard, he had some sort of power. He had some influence of us out there, okay? He got what? Did he get anybody banned? I don't even remember that, even for a hot second. He might have said some things behind the scenes of his paywall of his stupid little sewing circle. Outside of that, he definitely didn't have the ear of Elon Musk, because there's no two ways about it at this point in time. Eliza has the power. Okay, last time that we did this, it was only a couple of days ago. I believe it was Saturday, so really, this was absolutely hot off the presses. There was an article that I used in the previous video, cataloged it, went through just about all of it. I'm pretty sure about that, but it was also cataloging a bunch of tweets which have since been deleted, or full accounts just gone like that. So the Red State article exposing Eliza Blue is down. Yeah, I can't get to it through the link that I have in the archive of the old video that's there. It's gone. Red State deleted their tweet, their article. They scrubbed it all. Gotta wonder if this is more circling the wagon for Elon Musk's Twitter. It's very interesting, because there's not a lot of chatter among the traditional trad cucks that are out there, okay? Pasobik, don't think that he said a goddamn thing about it. The rest of the grifters that are out there, Cernabitch, I don't really check his Twitter all that often, but I don't see a lot of chatter. Outside of one or two things when this initially popped off, the conservative spheres couldn't care less about this right now. Oh, she's doing good work, bro. A human trafficking survivor, a human trafficking advocate. Where's your survivor story? You never, ever, ever want to get into that. Whenever you're pressed about it, well, you kind of spurg out like an absolute child, okay? That's what we have right here. One of the many clips we're going to be playing. This is going to be an audio-heavy day, video-heavy day, commentary-heavy day. Try to fill in the gaps for a bunch of other people that have collected a lot of the stories that are out there, because they're taking that stuff personally. All right, so first and foremost, this comes from Fair and Balanced. If you're a fan of lawyers on the internet, you probably know who this is. You might have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, but she does come from a journalism background, and when she's doing actual journalism, it's fine. And given the fact that this is just the video that we want in this situation, well, I'm not going to criticize the source all that much. So here we have an audio recording of Kitty Perzog, who I have no idea who that is, host of the podcast Blocked and Reported, how appropriate in this situation, asked Eliza Blue to share her personal trafficking story. I've listened to a little bit of this, and it gets spicy, because she is finally pressed. Okay, tell your origin story, Eliza. The world wants to hear this. And we didn't talk about this behind the scenes. Spoilers, it gets very dicey. We'll listen to as much as we can, shall we?
I mean, I don't know if for me to tell my story at length is going to take a while.
I don't even need that.
Answer questions about my story is going to take a while.
So I know
it's a podcast. Feel free. There's nothing but time.
the basics of your story because I've listened to your podcast.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what the question is.
Well, I can ask you.
Tell your story. No, I don't want to. Why? There's not much of a story. Shut your mouth.
I didn't agree to this. All I agreed to was answering a few questions about Twitter.
Well, okay, sure.
I love Twitter. Twitter's great. Didn't you see? Twitter lists are fantastic. I can just post cats and animal pictures instead of answer any sort of questions about my origin story. Legitimately, you can do survivor advocacy without having your own sob story that's out there. But it really helps. If you don't really do anything, but you run in the right circles, you're an expert networker. Nobody's going to take that away from you. You find yourself in these powerful rooms with powerful people, but whenever anybody presses you, you can just always fall back on the, I'm a survivor, I'm a victim of this, and then you think, well, back in the day, not right now, you're on the other side of 40, okay? Pretty privilege only goes so far. She has the classic hallmarks of a girl that was never told no. Always thought that her tits would get her out of a situation, but hey man, father time comes for us all. Anyways, back to this.
Sure, that's totally fine, but can I ask you the questions or email you the questions and you can decide if you want to answer or not?
No. I don't want to.
I mean, did you ask Amanda in advance to do that?
No, I
only go on podcast interviews when I get all of the questions in advance. I just thought I was going to talk about Twitter. Who the fuck cares your opinion on Twitter? We know you've got certain people in your back pocket, including Irwin. We'll get to her real shortly, though.
I told her that I wanted to ask you about the Twitter stuff and about your own story.
Okay, so you deceived Amanda, didn't tell her everything you wanted to ask me, and then you got a survivor on the phone and started asking her about her personal trauma.
It took her that long to come around to this stuff. You can hear the gears turning in her head. She's not exactly the brightest individual. She normally just has her talking points out right in front of her, okay? She's a fucking dummy with a created backstory. What's the proof that she's actually done good work out there other than saying, I stand up for human traffickers? If you gave a shit about this stuff, you'd be at the southern border, okay? Where they have tractor trailers full of people going across the border. Remember the one in San Francisco, or not San Francisco, sorry, there's nothing in San Francisco worth saving. San Antonio, 26 illegal aliens crossing over, paying tens of thousands of dollars to human traffickers, found dead in the back of a semi-truck. Where was Eliza in that situation? Nowhere to be fucking found. I haven't seen anything that she's actually done in benefiting human traffickers, stopping them completely. No. I just peruse Twitter and I just check up on hashtags. Great, wonderful, fantastic. You're really making a difference out there. So glad you got that advocacy award at that fucking dinner, you stupid. Whatever, we'll just get back to this before I say something that's a little bit too offensive and ends up getting my video taken down. Yeah, you try, bitch.
That's not what happened. I said.
Katie, I think we're probably going to be done here. Please, the next time you want to speak to a survivor about their trauma and bring up their own past.
I literally asked her. I'm going to read you. I'll read you the message that I sent her.
Please be honest in advance I won't. Because there are times when I feel cool about talking about it, and there's other times when I don't.
I'll read.
Like never? Is that the time that you feel comfortable talking about it? Because the closest you got was on the Michael Malice clip we talked about the last video. I'm pretty sure about that. Don't know if that one's still up. Who knows? She definitely has been scrubbing the internet right now. Case in point, and we'll go back to this in a second. Remember Manuel DeFango, sorry, my mistake. He had that big long Twitter thread that was on there. We went through that one extensively. I do recall that. Well, he's been permanently banned off of Twitter for reasons nobody knows. Nobody knows at all. Anybody who's out there exposing Eliza Blue's nonsense just seemingly gets permabanned. Don't know why that's coming back all of a sudden. New boss, same as the old boss. That's why I was a little bit trepidatious. And maybe that's why all the trad cucks out there are just not wanting to talk about this scenario, because their gilded god, Elon Musk, is really starting to act like a turbo simp once again. We know this guy is not good with women. Just didn't think he'd take this harsh of a turn. But what she complaining about right here, oh my god, you want to press a survivor? Literally just ask you some questions. Do you want to talk about it or do you not want to? Oh my god, you're literally harassing me. I'm feeling trafficked right now.
You see the message that I sent it to her. You're not listening to me.
I was totally comfortable talking.
She doesn't listen to anybody.
If you were going to ask me about my own traumatizing story, I would have appreciated a little bit of a heads up. And you know what? I think you're a cool person. I always have. And I know you're cool with Tim Dillon. And I would have appreciated a little bit more respect just off.
You're not listening to me. Here's what I said to her. I said, I'm interested in the Twitter changes as well as her history as a survivor. That is what I told her.
Okay, then I'm going to speak to her about that, because then she messed up and didn't tell me what's up.
Okay, well, can I?
See, it's never Eliza's fault. But it's funny. All of this stuff happened. Her alleged trafficking happened early 2000s. It's still traumatic. It's still heartbreaking. Normally victims, actual victims, people who have been through traumatic situations, don't normally cling onto the victim aspect of that. They want to get out of their situation, and especially if they're trying to pivot to being a survivor advocate afterwards, if they're trying to do better for the people that have been afflicted in a similar situation to them, normally they want to do better for themselves, use their own story as a means to connect with the other survivors or victims that are out there, not want to continue make it about them whenever they're pressed about something that they don't want to talk about, even just with a fingertip, because holy, this was not at all some sort of, gotcha moment. Aha, we got you on your story. You lied about it. It was a simple, hey, can we talk about your backstory? Because I think people would like some clarification on that. If not, that's fine. Why are you attacking me? Ugh.
I apologize for blooping out on you. She should have told me that. I'm going to go get in her ass. So,
can I ask you the questions?
I'm not cool with it. It's been a long few days. And honestly, I don't feel like rehashing my whole own trauma on the phone with somebody I don't know.
And then there's some copyrighted music, the Eiffel 65, the Blue song at the end of this, so can't play that one. I had a video yesterday, the Andrew Tate stuff, where if you're watching on YouTube, there's about a minute long segment that had to get cut out because, copyright claim on a song that you can barely hear and I'm talking over to begin with, but I didn't want to fight it and I just cut it out. You can go catch the uncut stuff. It really doesn't detract from anything in the video. It was during the charity thing. If there seems like there's a goofy cut, that's YouTube just taking that out there so I don't get everything, so you guys could see it on YouTube. It ended up getting copyright claimed and couldn't be viewed in any country outside of like Estonia and Latvia. There's just a couple of places. There was a big old long list because UMG fucking sucks and YouTube is cucked to hell. But not as bad as Twitter. Not as bad as Twitter, okay? Because they're operating under the guise of, we're free and open and honest to everybody. Fucking bullshit, bro. Because here we have Ella Irwin. Now, who the fuck is Ella Irwin? A trust advocate, a problem solver, business and technology enthusiast, and a dog lover. And she works directly with Twitter. You can see from the little badge right there. She is a Twitter employee, and she is one of the people that is now on whatever form the trust and safety censorship wing. She's basically the fatter, whiter Vijayagaji, okay? This is what we have. And a couple of days ago, yesterday in fact, early yesterday, give or take a couple of days ago, depending on when you're watching this. If it's when most of the people watch this stuff, it's the next day afterwards. But regardless, we're getting back to this. In the past 2 weeks, this was a thread. There's a few tweets in here. There's quite a few, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Without mentioning Eliza Blue, even though it was retweeted by the bitch herself. It tells you exactly the thought process that's going on behind the scenes over at Twitter. In the past 2 weeks, we've suspended multiple accounts. Quite a few of them. The ones that immediately come off the top of my head: Brittany Venti, Yellow Flash, Camelot 331, and now you have new additions. Manuel, I need to get his name correct. Manuel DeFango, okay, the guy who initially broke the story at the end of the year. Now, what did he do? When we checked everything, his most up-to-date thread, his most up-to-date addition into the thread was early January. So now, all of a sudden, that's a YouTube strike tactic. All of a sudden, everything's fine until it isn't. Interesting. So in the past 2 weeks, we've suspended multiple accounts and or restricted content. placing warnings on top of them, which is funny. Oh, you're going to link out to unfavorable and unseemly content. What is it specifically to? Eliza Blue video. Oh, interesting. Very, very odd. Causing confusion for users. Unfortunately, we can't answer questions or share details about specific users. Well, just the one who's running her very own reign of terror over the platform right now. Can't question the queen at all, can ya? And account actions. But here are some of the things that can lead to those types of actions. All right, let's see if anybody violated any of these nebulous rules. First, we will suspend accounts for threats or incitement to violence. All right, that is fair. That is fair. That is illegal stuff. But nobody that I've seen that has been taken off platform has been calling for any sort of violence, so that one doesn't apply. This includes, for example, declaring war on an individual, okay, or a group of people based on their race, religion, all that jazz, same shit, okay, and asking your followers to join in this fight. Brigading, same old shit, it's always been there. These issues are complex and will be often resolved in court. Yes, because they're illegal. So if you're making reference to that, there is a standard for you to uphold. Interesting. We don't determine who in a legal/criminal case is ultimately right or wrong, but we will continue to ensure we protect users, comply with local laws, and remove content when required. Who makes that call on what content needs to be removed, though? I need clarification on that. We had to suspend accounts, remove documents, videos, tweets, and photos. Oh, and photos all of a sudden. Interesting. Recently, when the proper reporting processes were followed. Oh, like getting the original source video off of YouTube by filing not a DMCA claim, but a privacy claim. What's that? A very infrequently used type of strike that you can place on there by making allegations that, check this one out, because it's going to be important here once we get to another thread. Involves you being captured in a video without your consent being present in a state where two-party consent is required. Keep that in the back of your mind. Privacy claim on a video. People often disagree with their actions and don't have full context. Right, but we still have to take action. You kind of don't, because the entire point, I'm old enough to remember when Elon Musk was open and honest and transparent with his release of the Twitter files, and then all of a sudden on this, a topic that trends every single day. Like, take a look at this right now, okay? That's one of the highest tweet totals for a trending Eliza Blue situation that I've seen in a very long time. 9,000 tweets. I think earlier today I seen it close to about 10,000. And depending on your jurisdiction that's out there, that's obviously geolocated to where I'm at. So wherever you are, I've seen a couple of places, and I think one of the tweets that we used from one of the previous videos from Tug said that it was at about 14,000 tweets. So this shit ain't going away anytime soon, especially when you guys are obfuscating and deviating from your initial claims that we're going to be open and transparent, because that even presaged all of those Twitter files that were being released. So you guys are looking like hypocrites right now. We don't suspend users for posting reported content unless it is clear the user knew the content was illegal, like a screenshot on a Worldstar hip-hop video. Huh, interesting. Doesn't really seem to fit, does it? We do ask for it to be removed before the account use is resumed. Yeah, we'll just ban you from using our platform until you get rid of the content, because if we do it directly, then it just kind of supersedes Section 230, so you need to do it voluntarily. But you can't use your account for anything else until you voluntarily remove the tweet, because we're not an editor, we're a platform. Come on now, same old shit, different day. Second, we restrict accounts or content when we receive a properly filed report that content was obtained illegally, violates the law, or someone's rights. Someone's rights. If somebody's rights are being deprived online, which ones are those? Anybody point to, like, the United States Constitution? Which rights can be deprived online? Using publicly available videos. It makes no sense at all whatsoever. But that's the person. That's the person right now who's in charge of your ability to express so-called free speech on Twitter. And this is a weird sentence. And Satan is asking for clarification, because this story isn't fucking wild enough yet. Is there anything in place for obvious satire that could be misinterpreted otherwise. We do allow satire, and we try to reject illegal demands for removal of satirical accounts or content. Sometimes we are successful, not always. Not everyone has a sense of humor. Reports of non-consensual nudity, copyright violations, illegal content, etc. Okay, non-consensual nudity. So that would be revenge porn. That is something that would be illegal, so you're redundant there. Copyright violations, yeah, DMCA claims, that's what you would normally use in order to take those down. But given the context of this situation, none of that applies. Do not get processed by all platforms at the exact same time. However, if properly filed, if you have an in to the people at Twitter, then they're properly filed, because everybody knows, at least at the place that you're reporting to, the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. The content is normally removed from other platforms as well. Oh, very interesting. Oh, the Whitby photographer. Very interesting. Sounds like you are... Oh, sounds like you are corrupt, Ella. A lot of work done. Oh, a lot of us took Twitter Blue to stop to this type of thing. What happened to the free speech? It appears you have given yourself permission to censor at will. Really what it seems like, because there's a lot of things that are in there that are concrete. Anything that's illegal, anything that violates international law that's on the book. But then you got to weasel yourself in there. Anything that, if the request is filed properly, then we'll get to it. I don't really think that's how shit works. So, for the sake of posterity, and while it's still up, the quartering's back. Quartering's back. Free the quartering was successful. Well, sort of. Maybe for right now. And hopefully there's no live refresh of this thread, because it's a long one. It's got a lot of receipts, and shout out to the big homie for compiling all of this stuff, because he's back with a vengeance, and he's brought all of the receipts, and we got a lot of video and we got a lot of audio, so strap in, folks, or if you're Eliza Blue, strap on. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business, complicated. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Good call. Good shout out. To celebrate my return, I would like to announce the first installment in the Eliza Blue Files, a multi-part series. You'll love to see it. The satire is thick on this one. Part 1, how a clout goblin infiltrated Twitter trust and safety with lies and used them to ban critics. And there she is right there, Eliza Murphy. And I will give a certain jurisdiction for the quartering to make references to Jack Murphy, because the quartering was enemy numero uno for the old lumber cuck at the end of 2021. He took it personally. I think I made reference to this on the Saturday video. Where's Jack right now, man? He should be dunking on this bitch right now. Oh well. Some people just don't have a sense of humor. Many of you are aware that dozens of YouTube creators, investigative reporters, and critics in general have either been banned or locked out of their Twitter accounts over the past 10 days. A lot of them for posting innocuous screenshots, or linking out to the source video. Okay, if you think that she's being trafficked and she's making all of these claims, watch the video for yourself. Preferably with dark sunglasses on and with the volume turned down, because the rap is just atrocious. Okay, you've also been hearing way too much about one particular name, Eliza Blue. Here's why. Well, Eliza Blue, it's more like an idea than an actual person. Eliza Blue is the most recent of nearly half a dozen alias names this woman has used in the past few years. Eliza Morthland, her real name. Her dad is a politician in Illinois. Yeah, Robert Morthland, Richard, whatever the fuck. Somebody's reached out to him. There's a journalist that's out there that reached out to him, but he only wants to offer, like father, like daughter. He only wants to talk off the record. So what's the fucking point? Oh yes, her other aliases: Eliza Seeps, Cuts, Nose, Blue. Totally normal for somebody to have 5 other names, right? Well, she's a victim. She's a survivor. Eliza Blue has chased fame her entire life, starting at the age of 21, 17, something like that. From dating the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, on and off, making a bunch of claims, to TV appearances on the Steve Harvey Show and dating show Blind Date. Knew about the Blind Date one. We played some of the clip, or at least used stills from it. But the Steve Harvey Show? Didn't know about that. She also appeared in no less than 4 rap videos. Not 1, not 2, 4 of them. As a video vixen. Her words. Yeah, when she called up her mom to say, "Hi, my new career choice is video vixen." We'll see some of that very shortly. Here's where things get spicy. Oh, don't tease us, Jeremy. Just under 2 weeks ago, one particular video resurfaced on the internet. Hadn't gone anywhere, but people were asking questions after she ruffled a bunch of feathers. That's thinking, you're representing survivors of Andrew Tate. Sans evidence. All right, so what's your story all about? Oh, wait, you a crazy bitch. How adorable. One of at least 4 rap videos that starred Eliza Blue. A video that had been on YouTube for over 6 years. Recently resurfaced, been on YouTube for 6 years. I ain't no anthropologist. I'm just saying, if it's something's publicly available, can it really resurface? I don't know. Nothing about the video was remarkable, especially that flat cellulitic ass. Terrible. The only thing of note was Eliza Blue's response, who fucking spurged out nuclearly. Eliza immediately leveraged her deep connections. How deep are they? At Twitter, to begin locking out anyone who posted the publicly available video claiming that it was non-consensual. Twitter had interests and safety publicly backed her numerous times. That's our good friend Irwin right there. I forgot her official title. Close enough. The only problem is she lied. She was excited about the video. She begged Worldstar Hip Hop to produce the video. She was paid. She pitched the video directly to Worldstar Hip Hop. She was blessed and almost pissed herself. Gross. I hope you didn't film it. But I'd imagine if she's saying those type of things, give it a couple more days and I'm sure we're going to find a little bit more scantily clad material. I'm not going to play that on YouTube. I don't even want to fucking see it, for Christ's sakes. Almost pissed herself to be around the fancy equipment. Proof below. Yeah, we almost got like a video or some shit down here.
Video, I was a size 8, and I still would have classified as a as a plus size model. That's what's crazy with the world, is that I still would have been plus even in that Worldstar video. And I look at that now and I'm like, dang, I was so skinny, but it was a summer.
What the fuck is this accent, by the way? Jesus Christ.
I was doing a lot, but yeah, honestly, I was blessed to work with one of the dopest directors in the game. Like,
dopest?
Video God, literally, like, if you look at his resume,
like, oh my
I
God.
was so blessed.
I'm so blessed.
You know what I mean? To work with him. He had a Red Dragon camera, and I almost pissed myself because it was like,
God,
a Red Dragon camera is so expensive. To work with, this was like a vision of mine. Not the actual video, but like the idea of wanting to do something of that caliber was so it was literally impressive. So humbling. Like, it dropped me to my knees. And to him, it was like every day. He used to work with like Lil Wayne, Young Jeezy, 2 Chainz, Migos, Rich Homie Quan. Like, they're like, all these people, like, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm over here like, dang. Worldstar took a chance on me. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? And now I got this Red Dragon camera. Yeah, girl, it was just very, 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 very humbling.
She is so white. This is making my skin crawl.
And it's still to this moment, it's still very humbling. I just feel so blessed. And the way the whole thing came about, and I've never even told...
A white girl saying blessed. I got to play the rest of this just for completion's sake, but holy fuck, bro. I feel blessed and shit, and let me ask you how I felt on the set. I don't hear a lot of Survivor, my tragic story, being brought up right now. It's almost like somebody's still getting male attention, looking decent at late 30s, and doesn't really need some sort of a backpedaling story. Doesn't really need that cloak of criticism. Nope, don't really need any of that right now.
Anybody did, besides maybe a couple of girlfriends, was I had a vision. I couldn't sleep one night. I couldn't sleep. And I had a vision. I said to myself, what would take me to the next level, like for myself? What will get me to that next level of that demographic that I want to reach, and bring them that art, bring them that fashion, but still keep it within the scope of what I'm doing. And at about 6 o'clock in the morning, I just got this thing in my head like, Worldstar reaches the most people. Like, honestly, like, that I could reach. You know what I mean? I'm never going to be on entertainment television. I'm never going to be on TMZ. You know what I mean? Unless I do something crazy or stupid.
Wants to be on BET.
Like, I'm never going to reach one.
Sorry, you can put on the accent, but you're never going to quite pass. What a fucking psychopath, bro. But we got more of them.
Worldstar
Yeah, let's see, we gotta pause this one to begin with because we need the lead up, okay? I could go on all day with Eliza Blue proving she lied about the video being non-consensual and Elon Musk and Ella Gerwin being duped by her, but how about just a few more? And we got more. There's more. Wait, there's more?
And I wrote the actual Worldstar website. I wrote them in email. It was short and sweet and to the
How do you get trafficked by somebody that you reached out to? Oh, sorry, we got to go talk to Miss Miami, who made the same allegations on the Tate name.
point. And I thought that email wasn't good enough, so I actually wrote Q, the owner of Worldstar, which has turned out to be such. He's turned out to be such a blessing to me. I'm not.
God, what a fucking idiot. Okay, such a blessing. Everything is a blessing. Oh my God.
Alive. He's like a little angel. He doesn't even know who he is. But he turned out to be such a blessing. I wrote him, I added him on Instagram. I wrote him a direct message on Instagram. And I explained who I was and what my agenda was and what my whole thing was. And
did you tell him your traumatic backstory, or was that too much to disclose? Just asking for completion's sake.
by about 10:30 in the morning, from about 6:30 to 10:30 in the morning, we had already started negotiations for my video. And he said to me, you know, I've never taken a chance on a girl that had under 1,000 or 100K. He said, I've never taken a chance on a girl that had under 100K followers.
Oh, she's really, really concerned about getting that number correct, but the rest of them, it really doesn't much matter, man.
And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. He's like, but I like your look. You're different. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
She's as basic as they come.
for one, I was blessed to work with one of the dopest directors in the game. Like, Video God, literally, like, if you look at his resume, I was so blessed.
So blessed.
You know what I mean? To work with him.
Should have a blessed counter.
That the Worldstar video got released. That
I've
was
seen this
a
one before.
Piece to the puzzle.
I mean, this was like a vision of mine, not the actual video,
Really
but like
connects the
the
dots,
idea
right?
of wanting to do something of that caliber was so like, I mean, it was literally so humbling. Like, it like dropped me to my knees. And to him, it was.
Think we're just going around in circles on this one, because if I have to hear her say, oh my God, I was like blessed and it was like crazy one more time, I will probably stick something in my ears that will permanently damage me. So what do we have here? Okay, how about a third example that Eliza Blue lied to Elon Musk and Ella Irwin about the video being non-consensual. She was very excited and refers to the video as another piece of the puzzle. We just listened to that, so we don't really need to go through a Brittany Venti clip. One more. Oh, here's the video of her calling her mom, being ever so happy. How fucking adorable. Here, she calls, she placed the mother to her call to gloat even more about being a video vixen. And see, that's the way that she looked at the time. You can understand the accent. See, white girl, dyed hair, short hair, you know, the eyelashes, big fake chains, because that shit ain't gold. Okay, if you need Worldstar to cover your fucking, you know, basement tier rap video, you ain't exactly rolling in stacks, if you know what I mean. And gold hoop earrings, come on. And then the basic bitch skyline picture in the back. It's just, she is so fucking average, okay? You're a person of a certain age, you've seen 100 of those broads right there. Holy. But just a little bit of this. This one's 7 minutes long, and I've kept you guys here long enough covering this fucking nonsense, but I've made reference to this video a couple of different times, but given the fact that Jeremy has locked it down, well, you know, gotta do the big homie, gotta do him a solid.
Welcome to your first installment of Life of a Video Vixen via video. I wanted to give my mom a phone call. She just called me, so let's hope to God she picks up. I want to see what she has to say
in a while, that Midwest
about me being in music videos. So
she probably has no idea.
let's just give
She
her
doesn't care either. I just wanted to talk to my mom about video vixen. I'm on the Xanax.
Hey, Mom, what are you doing?
I just got off work.
Fake bracelet. You can see it's plastic.
Well, yeah, I was just calling you because I wanted to get your feedback and see what you thought about me being in music videos.
It's terrible.
Being in a music video?
Yeah,
Sort
about
of.
me being in music videos. You know how I started being in music videos and I started a blog about it.
Really tones down the black
Hold
scent.
on, can you repeat everything? Because I had to turn my phone off. I couldn't hear
I
you.
can see why this video got 77 views.
Did you turn it up?
Did you turn it up?
Yeah, I turned it up.
Okay, I just wanted to see what you thought about me being in music videos.
I was trafficked in them. It's terrible.
Videos before.
I know, but what do you think about it?
This is so totally unremarkable.
I enjoy it. I think it's fun. You've always loved music. You love to dance. You like to have fun. Right? It's fine.
Have you watched a couple of the music videos that I was in?
Yeah, they're terrible. You look great in them, dear, but it's fucking terrible. But just to really back this up, because if it isn't obvious that she was very much complicit, okay, these weren't, oh my god, my likeness is being used against my will. Do we need to finish that video? I'll torture you motherfuckers if you don't believe me, but it's on there. You can, the link to everything is going to be in the description per usual, so catch it while it's still up on Twitter, because I don't anticipate this being around very long, given the fact and given the recent history of Eliza, because she seems to be in the new triumvirate of Twitter. You've got the father, you've got the degenerate daughter, and the holy, heavy emphasis on holy ghost. To add even more evidence, here's the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Worldstar. Worldstar! It's just, you have to every time. Worldstar Hip Hop disproving her entire story. So this is from, don't know when the screenshot is, but it's from 8:14 p.m. Statement wanted regarding Eliza Knows video. All right. She was paid for the video. We own full rights. Anything further can be addressed via legal. Thank you. Thanks, man. That's all we needed in that one. You guys paid for it. They own the video. That's something even Daily Wire simps can figure out. Starring in music videos was a career choice for Eliza Blue. Here are several more examples. Johnny May Cash featuring YB. I've heard of YB before. I don't know who Johnny May Cash is. A lot of Mo Hoes. See, that one's archived because that video's been taken down. I'm sure it's fine. From all the way back in 2013. Another one. Rap video starring Eliza Blue. Adaya? Don't know. Turn Up. Oh, it's on Vivo brand. It had 89,000 views before it was taken down. Posted in 2013. I see a pattern right here. Oh, there she is right there in the pink. She's in a Gunna video? What the fuck? Feeling myself. Yo, Gunna behind bars and this bitch putting people in virtual bars. Holy. Who knows how many of these there are, but I think I've made my point. Gunna feeling myself. That one's definitely still going to be up. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Is it on YouTube? I'm not going to play it because obviously, well, oh shit, that one is definitely up right now. There it is, right there in the blue. If you, people are actually searching for it and looking for it, so it's probably not long for this world if we're going to keep it a buck. Spoiler on the next video that's coming out. Well, not today, probably tomorrow. I think it's the early one tomorrow. Anyways, where things got especially insidious is when Eliza Blue and the VP of Twitter Trust and Safety seem to be working together in real time. Yeah, this is kind of what I've seen right here earlier, but let's just for completion's sake. Irwin released the Sunday thread. We read through all of it. Within minutes, a new wild claim by Eliza Blue. Coincidence. Now, with all of the recently acquired information fresh in your mind, I have been sexually exploited in multiple ways. How so, fair maiden? I'd like to thank Worldstar for removing a video depicting me on Wednesday of this week. Factually true. I'd like to thank Google and YouTube for removing the video on Wednesday. Well, that is also true. And you also use those privacy strikes that are in there. I'd like to thank Twitter and Twitter safety. Followed up in quick succession. That's why we can directly tie that statement from Irwin to Eliza Blue. Very interesting. Even more concerning is that Eliza Blue is working directly with the VP of Trust and Safety to rewrite the rules of Twitter to cover her tracks. You could go back and reference on the first video I did on the subject, that Daily Wire article. See where it comes in? Where she is working directly with Elon Musk. I'm so happy about the changes that we're making together. I'm not. Irwin's panic released the new rules on Sunday again, moments after Eliza Blue's new claims. I was sexually exploited in multiple ways. Tell us how. Sexually exploited. Your likeness was out there in videos that you were paid to perform in. Okay, such an important point, I dedicated its own tweet to it. Eliza Blue does not work at Twitter, yet she seems to be dictating policy to serve her own agenda. It's baffling to me why Twitter would incinerate their entire mission of transparency and trust. Yeah, that's what's very interesting. Okay, is users to protect one random woman with a nothing burger video from 6 years ago, and 3 more from at least a decade ago. It's even more confusing why Eliza Blue would destroy her credibility over again, and a public video she begged to be in from 6 years ago and ignored the 4 to 5 other videos out there. Yeah, because I haven't watched them, don't really care to watch them either. You can judge by just the first video that's out there. Okay, she's in some sort of a mesh top. It's probably of similar quality, so I don't think we're really going to be finding anything new, especially from the first video. We could basically do a colon examination from a couple of those angles. But she's always been a little bit sketchy about her history. She never wanted to elaborate on it. Whenever she's pressed to talk about it, she'd find a way to deflect it. And because she was pushing one of those good cases that's out there, and I don't want to discredit and get into the bottom of, human trafficking is a serious problem, she's just not doing anything about it. So she always had that veil. She always had that pull in case of emergency. I'm a victim. Okay, fine. We'll just move on to a new topic. I understand you don't want to talk about it. Jeez. We still have a little bit more in this thread. I was going to give you my thoughts on this just to begin with. Here's what I'm thinking. We could obviously see she definitely is a chameleon. Putting on that black scent in those early videos, it just goes to show me she's going to try to fit in wherever she can get in. And right now, she had an awfully good grift. She learned from her father, state senator in Illinois. If you can find a way in with the right, oh boy, they will pay you handsomely. And there is nothing out there quite like human trafficking. Got it. Especially sex trafficking, and with all those trad cuck simps that just want to, we need to do better for our women out there, and you're pushing a good cause, and you're a relatively attractive woman. Oh my God, yay, stunning and brave. Seen this shit. I called it out multiple times. You can go back to the first time that I talked about her when she came out with those egregious allegations against Tate. She just repackaged believe all women under a different circumstance. I didn't know about any of this backstory. Hell, nobody knew about any of this backstory until she decided to spurg out about it. Maybe it had something to do with her stating in her own words this video was filmed after years after she was saved in 2012. Saved in 2012. Very interesting. I've never spoken about this previously, but my story as a survivor is in as questions as goes. Oh, so here we go. In the summer of 2013, I emailed Eve's Angels. Eve's Angels. The fuck is Eve's Angels? Non-profit that combats sex trafficking. Okay. At info whatever, desperately asking for help. They had my website. So in the summer of 2013. So is that another... Get that off the page. Is that another exact figure you are referencing, or is that oopsie daisy, I just messed stuff up because I just can't keep dates straight? It's almost like, yeah, in 2006 I was 21 or 17, whatever fits better. You can see the video is published in 2016. I reached out for help, but then decided to relapse and go back into the life. Interesting. I think at the very least, I've proven to Elon Musk that Eliza Blue is abusing. You should just call it a bluesing right now. It's just a shorthand for what she's doing. Her connections inside of Twitter for personal reasons, and that Irwin is suspect at best. Creators who were falsely deplatformed due to these lies should be immediately reinstated. Yeah, as far as I know, everybody else at time of recording is still suspended. In part 2, we will... discuss stolen charity money, her curious connections and allegations she lied about starting safe houses for trafficking victims. I didn't want to have to do this. Oh boy, well guess what? You know I will be back covering that whenever that gets dropped. Hasn't been released at time of recording. I don't think it's fair to dunk on Elon Musk or anyone else for being duped. Well, I do. He has a repeated behavior of just being a turbo simp. He's known about this shit for a long time, and this predates any of the additional bannings that went on top of this. Again, don't deal with men who have an inability to acquire wealth or women. Elon Musk, obviously wealthy. He does wonderful in that avenue. But you take a look at his dating history and his inability to procure a quality woman, or even from discern of the infinite pool that he has access to. And he simps for one post-wall habitual liar, I'll dunk on him to the end of time. Blue-pilled at best, simp at worst. Eliza Blue could be doing great things for trafficking victims, and she could be deplatforming critics, but what people do now. That the info is out there, yeah, that matters. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. Follow the quartering and a bunch of different links, all of that stuff. He's on basically every fucking platform. And buy his coffee if you're into that shit. I think coffee's fucking ass cancer, but if you are so inclined, after all, he's done some good stuff there. He's actually done good stuff. Eliza Blue just tweets cat pictures and shows how good she is by winning awards that she bought and paid for, and that they couldn't provide any information as to what she's actually done to deserve that award. But she's doing good work, guys. No, she's not. She's not doing anything except for moving from grift to grift to grift to grift. And whenever she's pressed too hard on something, I'm going to use my connections and I'm going to get you fired. Typical fucking Karen. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.